Lush, and I'm outside the Hub Culture Pavilion here in Davos. It's not warm.
It's pleasant.
Good. Positive attitude. Really pleased to be joined by Frank Rijsberman. Hopefully I got that right.
Perfect.
Director General of the Global Green Growth Institute. One of the things that I've been focusing on here in Davos is financial inclusion. And it's really interesting to look at inclusive growth, or growth while remaining green, remaining concerned about the environment. Tell me about some of your thoughts on that.
Well, for us, green growth is both sustainable and inclusive, really benefiting all. And one area that we are very excited about right now is providing energy access for all. And the very rapid advances in technology and declining prices make that very realistic. I was just at the ministerial roundtable in the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week yesterday, and it was amazing to hear so many ministers and industry and technology people talk about how we can tomorrow provide access to millions of people who don't have access now. We work on that too, and we believe that that's a very exciting both business opportunity and an opportunity for governments to change from a policy that is grid only to those other 60% in Rwanda or Ethiopia or other 90% in Fiji or Vanuatu that currently don't have. So inclusive green growth would serve energy for all, and that of course, as you know, means lights in houses, people, kids studying, a whole series of other things that are indeed inclusive green growth.
So tell me about some of the work you're doing, for example, in India, off-grid.
Well, India has made a big commitment to have all villages with electricity soon, and we're doing a project with them. It's called the ACE facility, Access to Clean Energy, and we are structuring that. We are helping the government think through a facility that brings in international climate finance, $30 million from the Green Climate Fund. If they approve it, that would be the first lost part. Then $100 million of debt financing brought in by the government, and then attracting in a couple $100 million, 300, 400 from the private sector to provide debt finance to small and medium enterprises that then provide off-grid energy to villages in the part of India that currently doesn't have.
And tell me about some of the work you're doing in Fiji as well.
So the small islands, this is really, I mean, those places have maybe 10% access to energy right now, and it's diesel generators, it's not sustainable, it's expensive. So we are working with the governments of Fiji and Vanuatu on their plans to have from 10%, 90% of the people with access not to the grid but to energy. And we're doing feasibility studies to say, how can you have a few islands in Fiji, 100% renewable energy? That's possible with solar today. Probably the most critical part still is ESS, the energy, the stabilization of your mini grid or the battery technology to store the energy in the time when there is no solar.
How is that going? How long can you store it at the moment?
How much money do you have? So if you can buy a few of these big Tesla batteries, you're fine.
Okay.
But it needs to become cheaper. And in Abu Dhabi, in the big exhibition hall, there were plenty of companies that do solar cells, but also an amazing number of companies that do these ESS, the energy storage systems, which is both the IT and new forms of batteries. And the development, Tesla is just an example, but they're very fast. So we are optimistic that a little bit more, it's currently the bottleneck, but 2-3 years more of development, we'll see business opportunities for microgrids and home solar off the grid.
And how soon do you think we'll see Fiji, for example, some of these islands becoming 100% renewable energy?
Well, we think the first few islands would be there in the next couple of years, 2-3 years. There should be islands with 100%. And Fiji as a whole, their goals are 80-90% in their commitments to the Paris Agreement, so by 2030.
Great. Thank you so much for stopping by the Hub Culture Pavilion. I'm Edie Lush.